Hey guys, Frank Spencer, Mr. Chatsworth here, and I know what you're thinking, Simi Valley. You're thinking, what the hell does Mr. Chatsworth know about Simi Valley? Well, to that I would tell you one, I service Simi Valley, I service the surrounding communities, but two, I would tell you that a wise agent studies the markets around them. What's going on in Simi Valley right now, good or bad, could very well be a bellwether for what's going to happen in Chatsworth and Porter Ranch and Northridge or any of the other myriad of communities that we serve. So it's important to know what's going on in your area as well as the areas around you. That being said, this is the first time Simi Valley has seen one of these reports, so I want to start out with the Market Action Index. And you're new here. Our regular listeners certainly understand that when it comes to the Market Action Index, 30 is the Mendoza line. Anything above 30, you're in a seller's market. The bigger the number, the more leverage a seller has in the transaction. And anything below 30 is a buyer's market, and the farther that number below 30, the more leverage a buyer has. Here's the thing you want to know about buyer's market. So first thing is buyers don't buy in a buyer's market. Why? I don't know. The reason it doesn't make sense for them not to buy is that's a one market that they have the most leverage in the transaction. They can ask for your BMW, and if you want to sell your house bad enough, you'll throw the car in. Um, if buyer is seriously considering buying in a buyer's market, they're operating out of fear most likely. And the fear is that if I just wait another week or another month, I might be able to get that house cheaper. And that fear of being able to get a lower interest rate or a lower sale price, that makes a buyer hesitant to buy, I guess, is the best way to put it. What I would tell you is right now you're in a healthy buyer's market, the seller's market. The number is 49. Last month it was 50, so it's very stable. We're okay with that. It's certainly well above 30, and that means two things. One, it means that sellers have more leverage than buyers, but it also means that given the inventory, and you have 112 homes available for sale in Simi Valley right now, given the inventory, uh, even though you're in a seller favored market, you might have to compete a little bit with the other sellers on the market. And some of what we're seeing is prices have flattened out a little bit, where we had that trend line of going up, going up, going up. Today they tend to be just a little bit more stable. Um, and I want to be really clear here, that is not indicative of a crash. It's indicative of a market adjustment, and market adjustment was due. Typically, these things happen every 10 years, where we get a boom market, then a bust market. And we've been 20 years in this 10-year cycle for a lot of reasons, and we'll get into those at another date. But for a lot of reasons, we were in a 20-year cycle. Historically, these are 10-year cycles. It's bad. It gets better, 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 better. It's great. And then it gets bad, 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 bad. So right now, we're not bad. We're not great. We're good. We're not great. We're good. And we anticipate that staying relatively static. So let's talk a little bit about the median list price. Right now, median list price is roughly 972,000, give or take, and going all the way back to I don't know, August of 23. That's pretty good sampling. If we go on that trend line, we're right about where we were back in August of 23. We saw the market dip a little bit. We saw it struggle to come back up. And right now we're on par with about where we were in 23, so we're in pretty good shape. Market is stable. There is buyer activity. Things look good. Let's go on to the next category I want to show you. Now, this is a big one for me. So let's go to average day on market. If we look at average day on market, taking a little bit of time to sell, isn't it? We're right at about 64, I think. Yeah, 64 days on market, 66, somewhere around there. And it's not unusual for it to take 2, 3 months sometimes to get your buyer and to get into escrow and then to get it closed. So not terrible. Certainly not what we're accustomed to. If we go back to 22, we were looking at a 21-day average on market. So we're a little higher than that right now, but still we look pretty good. And going back to March of 23, we were up around 85. So, all in all, there are markets across the country where it takes over 7 months to get a house sold. So, SoCal is still doing okay. In Simi Valley, you're leading the pack right now, from what I could see. A couple other things to take a look at quickly. I want to look at transactions with a price decrease. And this is a big one. This is running right now at about 40%. And I got to tell you that coupled with the 14% of transactions that have been on the market so long they relist either with their first agent or with another agent, but they relist. That means 54% of the homes that come on market are having to rework, reinvent their pricing strategy. So my advice to you as a seller is to price it right initially. Price at or slightly below market value, and you'll attract the most attention. You have to understand, gone are the days where you could market prices here, you could price here, and you would sell here and buyers would waive all their contingencies. That isn't going on right now. That's not where we're at. That's not real anymore. You're going to get into escrow eventually if you price properly, and then you're going to have to fight, hang on by your fingernails to keep it in escrow because of that buyer apprehension. You're going to have to really hang on to that deal, and if you do, you'll close. So that takes care of that. Let's take a look at one more thing here, and we want to talk about that. Of course, inventories. All in all, you've got pretty stable inventory. I mean, we've seen it much higher if we go back to September 22, and we've seen it much lower if we go to September 23. So, um, but certainly there was a steep increase right around April or May of 24, and we've kind of leveled off. That 112 isn't a gross number, but given the buyer activity, it's putting a little bit of pressure on that market action index. So, last thing I want to talk about, and uh, it's right here, and that's the four quartiles of your market, our market, the Simi Valley market. So, the luxury market right now about 1.7 million, maybe a little better. It's going to be about a 3,500 square foot home on quarter acre to a half acre, 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath, maybe about 25, 26 years old. And it's going to take about 49 days to sell. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So that's second quartile. And again, quartile means it's broken up 25% of the market in groupings to total 100% of the market. That second quartile, that's the second move up quartile. And that's going to be just over a million 81. It's going to be about a 2,300 square foot home, about 8,000 square foot lot. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and it's going to take probably about 42 days to sell. Again, not bad. That first move up market, that third quartile, about 904,000, 1,800 square foot home, 8,000 square foot lot, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's going to be right around 50 years old, child of the 70s. And days on market is about 31. And then if you look at the entry level uh, market for Simi Valley, first time home buyers, single family homes, it'll be right around 791, 1,200, 1,300 square foot home, 6,500 square foot lot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's going to be almost as old as Mr. Chatsworth. Um, Days on market about 21. So entry level market actually is pretty healthy. 21-day market, and we had 5 come on the market, 6 sold, and again that entry level for Simi Valley as a bellwether bodes well for you. Investors are still buying there. First time home buyers can afford to buy there. So all in all, that's a good market. So hope you've enjoyed this. I'm Frank Spencer, Mr. Chatsworth. Mr. Chatsworth serves Simi Valley. And if you like this video, I would ask that you click the like and maybe leave me a comment or two. And if you want to see more of these, please subscribe. Have a great day, and I will see you in escrow.